Good morning everyone. So for today's video I wanted to do a what I eat in a day whilst being pregnant for one, and whilst trying to transition into being vegan again. This will be a vegan what I eat in a day. My boyfriend's not vegan, so if there's ever anything in the background or whatever that isn't vegan, generally it's his. And also I'm on the transition back to being vegan. I was vegan a while back, got complacent, became sort of vegetarian, and I'm going back to the vegan life. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. The problem with being pregnant and trying to do what I eat in a day is that I'm normally so hungry when I first wake up that I just eat, and then I'm like, I haven't filmed my breakfast. So I've woken up and I've forced myself to get my breakfast ready, so let me show you what I'm going to have. I'm trying to do this all on a budget as well. I've got a few budget shopping videos coming up as well soon, because I think it's important to know that you can eat well and eat as a vegan or vegetarian. You can eat meat as well. You can incorporate meat into these kinds of foods if you wanted to. You can eat well whilst being on a budget. In fact, I find eating vegan on a budget is actually almost easier. So let me show you what I'm going to eat. So here's my little bowl of goodies. Ignore the noise, I've just put my oven on because I'm making some bread. Because I prefer fresh bread, and it's much cheaper and better to buy, to have than to buy it every time. Anyway, so I'm going to have porridge oats. These are the Sainsbury's ones, probably not the cheapest ones you can buy, but they're also not my favourite. They're not the biggest of oats, but you know, I'm not going to waste them for the sake of the fact they're not my favourite. Some soya milk. I actually typically go for more like, and I might actually use it instead. I've got almond milk, and I prefer almond milk in like breakfasts and things. This I have normally for cooking and stuff, so I might open up my almond milk instead. I don't know, but I always go for the unsweetened versions because I'm not all about that sweet in life. And then I'm going to use some coconut sugar to sweeten it up. I got this because I know this can be expensive. I think I got this in like the Whole Foods, or the World Foods, section in somewhere like Aldi or Lidl. I think it might have been Aldi, somewhere like that. But you can find these if you go to the World Food sections in shops, you can normally find this kind of stuff a lot cheaper. It was really cheap. I wouldn't have picked it up otherwise. So I want to say like less than £2, because I wouldn't have picked it up otherwise. And then I have a whole selection of like nuts and some yeast in there actually, and just like random health things in here. But what I think I'm going to do is put some chia seeds up in there. This is actually an expensive brand of chia seeds, but I have it left over to use up. You can buy chia seeds really cheap from Aldi if you want them. They're a really good source of fibre and omega-3, which is good if you don't eat meat. And then I'm gonna have, I typically go between like a banana or an apple with my porridge. Sometimes I do banana and peanut butter when I'm feeling naughty, but banana is good because it adds a bit more sweetness too. Exactly the same with dates. Dates are just really good for you too. Again, I always used to think dates were really expensive, but that's because I'd only ever look for medjool dates. These dates are still delicious. They're pitted, and they were, I want to say they were like £1. And look how many dates you get. So yeah, bargain. So if you're not fussy, or if you actually try to look in different shops, you can find things very, very cheap. Obviously bananas are cheap. And then this is just something I have in my cupboard, again from Sainsbury's. Clearly I was a massive fan of Sainsbury's for some time. Not that there's anything wrong with Sainsbury's, I just tend to shop a bit cheaper now, but yeah, just some cinnamon to add on the top for a bit of flavour. So Okay, so it's lunchtime and I'm not feeling that hungry. I've been snacking a lot today. I've been cleaning stuff out, so there's tins everywhere, sorry. But I thought I'd have some of this delicious homemade bread and put some Moroccan hummus and some butter, like some olive butter on it too. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to find something to have as a snack as well, maybe like some chopped up carrot or like an apple or something. So I've only got one bit of bread here, because I'll be honest, I did eat 2 other bits a little bit earlier and didn't film it, but it was exactly the same as this, and it was kind of like early land because I'm pregnant. So I would normally have a couple of pieces of this, but I'm also going to have this tiny little apple. I just bought these from Morrison's, they're so cute, and maybe like a packet of crisps, because you know, I'm feeling it. A lot of the times I'd have something like this and like a smoothie or something, like a smaller smoothie or something, but I can't really be bothered to make it, to be honest. I'm going to have this and a packet of crisps. Okay, so it's dinner time, so I'm going to keep it super, super lazy and simple tonight. Ignore the kettle, it's just doing its thing. But I'm going to do stuffed peppers. We buy wonky veg where we can, because it's cheaper, and I don't have an issue with like a little nub being on here. So I've got red pepper. I'm going to do some shredded carrot into it. I don't know, I'm just going to do one, but I've got 2 out. I need to chop that a bit off, to be honest, so I might do both of them. But I do it in this. It's the best thing we ever got. It's got this tiny little setting, so it does it really, really small, but it's the easiest whatever grater you want to use it for. So I'm going to do grate up some carrot, add a few spring onions in for a little bit of onion flavour. You can do normal onions. I'm just going to add spring onions because they're way easier. And then I'm being super lazy. I have this that's already in the cupboard. You could just, like, if you're trying to save on money, you could just buy a whole big bag of couscous. I find that these are on offer quite often, these sorts of things, so I must have got it cheap a little while ago. But it's a spice sensation couscous, and it basically means if you're on a budget and you're like a student or something, so you don't have all the spices in the world and all those sorts of things, these are good because I'm basically going to add nothing to this. I don't need to add any salt or pepper or anything because this basically has all the spices in it that I need. You might want to add more to it, but I never really feel the need to. And then I'm just going to have some sweet and crunchy salad on the side. This is my favourite kind of salad. Some may think this is really boring. I go between this and liking like baby leaf salad, but I really like sweet and crunchy. And I'll probably just put a little bit of some sort of dressing on it, maybe a bit of balsamic vinegar or just something simple. You could have like wedges or chips or something on the side as well, but I didn't really fancy it today. So super lazy, super simple, Bob's your uncle. I'm just going to get cooking. That's that.
chemtrails. One of the most off-the-going conspiracy theories is that those governments or governments are spraying chemicals in the upper atmosphere in order to do all kinds of things. Some people claim that the chemtrails are persuading people smoother, while other people claim that the Earth has a major population problem, and world governments, government scientists and other engineers in the know will tell you.
Definitely do that to us maybe at some point today.
Australia and Antarctica, the Quarry Island is so remote that nobody knows it's a really cost millions of dollars. In the early hours of April 15, the INS Titanic arrived with an iceberg in the northern observation. Within just 3 hours of facing